I think it's an unspoken rule that when one basically fills up their trunk with plants, it's like required that I share them. So last year, a nursery near me did a cartload sale, which was amazing. Everything you could put on a cart was 60 bucks, and I bought 2 cartloads full. This year, I don't know if they're going to have that sale, but right now they're having a 50% off sale for their annuals. So, of course, I went and grabbed some because I have areas to fill in. So, I thought I would show you what I'm getting and what I'm doing with at least some of them. I'll start with just a single plant here. I did pick up 2 of the Surefire cherry cordials to fill in. Most of these actually are going to go in the circle garden. And this is for the area that I plant up with those because I feel like I was like 1 or 2 short. So there's a couple little holes. We're going to stick those in there. Here's a whole tray basically of profusion zinnias that are yellow, and then this pink one. Here, let me pull this out. I saw this at when I went to Dawn Young's house, and that's Seasonal Designs by Dawn on Instagram. She does not have a, no, she does have a YouTube channel. When I went to her house, so her house is on the Garden Conservancy Tour, August 10th and 11th, and our Master Gardener group actually had our annual summer picnic at her house prior to that. So we got a little preview of what's going to be on the tour. Anyway, she had this zinnia there, and it was so cute, nicest little mounding. So this was sold as a zinnia profusion mix, and there are kind of mixes in them. But I think she said it was called cherry cordial or something, and I think you can buy the profusion zinnias as individual plants. Anyway, it's a bicolor. She said it starts out plain white, and then it kind of ages into this. Then I got 2 short ageratums. I was appreciating the ageratums that I grew from seed that I have by the Salvia argentea, and was kind of wishing I had a couple of shorter ones to pop in there. I don't know exactly where they're going to go, but I know they look good together, so I got 2 of those, and they're Aguilera Violet. I don't know, there's no brand on this. Then I bought a bunch of these, and if they end up having their cartload sale, I might go back and actually get more of these because I thought these would be really pretty to mix into some of the shady spots that have some holes in them. Begonia Baby Wing White. They also had 20% off perennials, so I picked up a few Millennium Alliums because I was thinking about them this morning as I was filming this week's garden stroll, saying that I really think that Millennium is maybe my favorite of them just because of the flower color. And I made sure to pick ones that are not in bloom yet or are just starting to bloom. I got some more wire vine because I think I can put it in places where the rabbits are eating everything else because I don't think the rabbits will eat that. And then a few Craspedia, more Craspedia and profusion zinnias. And then just 2 begonias that are pretty. This is the other cherry cordial. So that's what I got. Let me show you where I'm going to work because I tried not to buy things just randomly. That's what we do when we go to the cart sale, is we just buy things randomly. But here I did try to buy things specifically for specific spots. Okay, so here's the first spot where I'm going to fill in some things. I adore this combination of Mini Me Watermelon Coleus and the cherry cordial Surefire begonias. I think this looks, I will repeat this for sure because I think this looks great. However, a little hole right here and a little hole back there. And if I could have found more of the Mini Me watermelons, I would have bought probably 1 more of those too. I didn't see any coleus at all there, so this area probably could use a really good watering too. So I will do that as soon as I'm done getting this in the ground. Or actually, I will wait until all the planting over here is done, probably. Of course, it'll take a little bit to catch up with the other ones, but not long at this time of the year. I don't think this is a wasted effort at all at this time of the year. I still am looking for 1 more, actually 2 more Fizzy Mizzy Iteas to fill in these 2 holes right here. And I don't know if I didn't plant, I think I just didn't plant ones there. But I can't find them anywhere. So I'm on the lookout for Fizzy Mizzy because I like it here a lot, but I need to fill in the gaps that are over here. So this whole, I would say, of the 3 sections of the circle garden this year, this one is looking the best, minus the fizzy mizzy holes. All right, next up is this part of the circle garden, which is such a disappointment. In here I had put, the little creeping zinnia, which is not a zinnia, which I had grown from seed. There's only one of them left, and I probably planted, I don't know, 15 of them. The rabbits ate them all. I also put lobelia in here. Very little of that left, but I think that just kind of died out, which it sometimes does if it's hot and dry. And the skyscraper salvia is looking really disappointing to me. So I'm going to give that a good chop, I think. We're just going to chop that so that it puts out a new flush of blooms, because what's left of these flowers is not particularly attractive. And then we're going to fill in with the yellow profusion zinnias here and hope that that helps improve this situation. The rest of this garden is, here's where the rhubarb is over here. And of course the rhubarb is flagging in midsummer. However, you can see there's lots of new leaves, and I try to water it a lot to try to get a new flush of, I'm mostly concerned about the leaves at this time of year because I like it as an ornamental. And then over here, the midnight sun weigela is actually looking beautiful. And I grew some geraniums, pelargoniums from cuttings, and I just plopped them in here. And I kind of love those red flowers mixed in here, but I'm thrilled with how the midnight sun weigela, after all the troubles I went through last year with not being sure if I had the right plants, which I did, I think it looks absolutely gorgeous right here. But we got to fill this area in over here. And first I have to do a little bit of weeding. Okay, first I'm going to give these salvias the big chop here. And what I'm going to do after I water this whole area is I am going to come in with some seaweed fertilizer and fertilize all of this. I don't like using, or I should say I try not to use synthetic fertilizers in my garden beds. I do use them in my containers, but I try not to use them in my garden beds. And seaweed fertilizer is sort of a nice option for encouraging flowers. Okay, then finally we have this section of the circle garden. This is where I've been trying to grow some of my zinnias from seed, and a few of them are getting there. And there's a nice couple over here too, and a few in here, but they've been taking forever. The rabbits have just took care of a number of them, but they're still coming. So I'm just going to fill in a little bit. I wish I had bought more. I think I bought all of the pots that had this zinnia in it that weren't mixed with something else. So I think I bought all of them. I wish I had more to fill in. And then I do have some zinnias that I started from seed, or am starting from seed. And they're still pretty small, but I think they'll bloom yet this year. So I can fill this area in with those as well once those are big enough, because I'd still really like to have some tall, pretty zinnias in this area as well. But this will be kind of a low mounding zinnia to kind of fill in around what we have here. And this is the Wild Magic basil. I grow this basil every year. Normally I put it in the front bed, and this year I want to do something different there, so I put it over here. Still is beautiful, by the way. You can see there's just bees all over it all the time. So it's a beaut, and I love it in this bed. I just wish the zinnias were coming up through it. Anyway, we're gonna pop these 4. I really wish I didn't just have 4, but oh well. Okay, I lied. I did pick up 3 white bidens, which I was actually planning on using in a different area, but I think they're better used over here in the circle. So originally I planted the Lobularia sweet alyssum that I grew from seed in here. Only a few of those made it. Then I put in some of these pelargoniums that I grew from seed. This is a different one. These are not from seed, from cuttings. These are all the ones I keep basically as house plants. And I grew some cuttings, and so I popped those in here. They're still not really cutting it. So I'm just gonna fill this in with these bidens, which should bulk up pretty quickly, I think. Hopefully fill this ground. I mean, I just wanna cover the ground. That's the goal here now. And now I'm gonna water, well, actually everything, but in particular the stuff that I just planted. But the whole thing needs some water. Okay, I watered everything, including myself, because I was getting kind of warm there. Now I'm gonna do liquid seaweed. So this is, I don't know anything about this brand. I tend to buy it a lot because it's available on Amazon with like shipping immediately. That's a terrible reason to buy something. I'm just being honest. Okay, so the directions for use are, for medium large plants, let's just say that rather than a seedling, they want 5 to 10 milliliters per gallon of water. Although I have no idea how much 5 to 10 milliliters is. All I know is that there are 946 milliliters in this tiny little bottle. So it's probably like a tablespoon, not even. So a very tiny little bit in my 3-gallon watering can, and I'm gonna fertilize the whole enchilada here. Now you're about to see something that is a true rarity on this channel. I'm gonna mulch. I hate mulching. I almost never do it. Should I do it? Yes. Do I do it? Rarely. This mulch is pine bark fines, basically. This is the mulch I like to use on the beds closest to the house because it's the prettiest. The only other mulch I'll really use is arborist wood chips, which I will use in basically everywhere else. I have a couple of bags of this around, and I do think this area would be in a better state right now had I mulched a while ago. So we are gonna mulch now. I also detest the look of over mulched beds, you know, beds where you can see that, you know, mulch has been piled up for the last, you know, every single year for 10 years and it's 5 inches thick. You can tell that the plants suffer in that, and I just hate that look. So I have all kinds of grudges against mulch. I think at the end of the day, the big one is that I just don't feel like doing it. Now this part of this bed, where the rhubarb is and the weigela, has been mulched either this spring or probably last fall with arborist wood chips. Okay, there's a little circle garden spruce up. I love these late season plant sales. They're so nice to sort of less guilt involved in kind of coming back and either fixing some of your mistakes or some of the things that just didn't go right. Because I mean, we're only halfway through the gardening season here, and honestly, we're really at the really good part now. So we've got another, gosh, 2.5 months left to go. So why not make it look good, right? Okay, hope you enjoyed watching how that all came together. Of course, you'll see updates of it, particularly probably in my weekly garden stroll videos, which are an unedited look at the garden and show all the good bits and a lot of the bad bits too. So, all right, have a great day in your garden. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.